The additional kinetic energy to be provided to a satellite of mass small m revolving around a planet of mass capital M to transfer it from a circular orbit of radius capital R1 to another of radius capital R2, where R2 is greater than R1 is. Solution. We know that energy of a satellite in any orbit, total energy T is equal to minus GMM divided by 2R, where small r is the radius of the orbit. When satellite is shifted from one orbit to another orbit, one orbit of radius R1 to another orbit of radius R2, in the first orbit potential energy, that is difference of, so required KE, required kinetic energy is equal to difference of total energy in that particular orbits, or that implies required KE can be written as, see here, minus GMM divided by 2R1 minus of minus GMM divided by 2R2, or that implies KE can be written as GMM divided by 2 into 1 by R1 difference 1 by R2. Two bodies of masses capital M and 4m are placed at a distance smaller. The gravitational potential at a point on the line joining where the gravitational field is 0 is. Solution. When two masses, one is 4m and another one is m, are separated at certain distance, say r. Let us now assume that, let us imagine that from the smaller mass, we can assume as x at a distance x from the smaller mass, this is r minus x, remaining distance from the larger mass. Null point, let us imagine P is a null point or neutral point. So we know that, already discussed in the previous classes, we know that x is equal to neutral point distance from the smaller mass. Square root of m2 divided by m1 plus 1 is general formula, that is r divided by square root of 4m by m plus 1. Here m cancel, root 4 is equal to 2, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So x is equal to r by 3. That is distance from larger mass, distance from 4m is r minus r by 3, that is 2r by 3. Therefore, gravitational potential energy at P, that is U, is equal to gravitational potential energy due to smaller mass Gm by r by 3 minus due to larger mass G into 4m divided by 2r by 3, or that is equal to minus 3gm by r minus 3 into 4, 12, or we can take it as 2 2s 4, so 3 goes to the numerator, therefore 6 gm by r, minus 3 minus 6 is minus 9, so it is equal to minus 9 gm by r is the total gravitational potential at null point. Two identical thin rings, each of radius capital R, are coaxially placed at a distance capital R. If the rings have a uniform mass distribution and each has mass m1 and m2 respectively, then the work done in moving a mass m from center of one ring to that of the other is. Solution. So as for the question, two circular rings of masses m1 and m2 are placed at a distance capital R and their radius also equal to R. Radius is also equal to R. This is the case. Let us assume that A is the center of the first ring, B is the center of the second ring. Now, if we joined this, so R according to Pythagoras theorem, it is root 2 into R. Potential at A, VA is equal to potential due to M1 plus potential due to M2. That is equal to minus M1 minus G M1 divided by R minus due to M2 minus G M2 divided by A is at a distance root 2R. Similarly, total potential at B is equal to same potential due to M1 plus potential due to M2, that is equal to minus G M1 by M1 is at a distance root 2R minus potential due to M2, so G M2 divided by R, and work done in moving a mass from A to B is equal to M into VB minus VA or VA minus VB, difference that is M into VB minus VA. So that implies WAB, work done in moving a mass M from A to B, M into VB minus GM1 by root 2 R minus GM2 by R plus VA values GM1 by R plus GM2 by root 2 R. So that implies work done from A to B is equal to, observe the bracket here, G by R, you can take it as common. So Gm by R into here minus M1 divided by root 2 minus M2 plus M1 plus M2 by root 2 R Gm divided by root 2 R. If root 2 LCM is root 2 here, so that minus M1 minus root 2 M2 plus root 2 M1 plus M2, or that is equal to Gm by root 2 R into, see here you can take it as M1 into M1 terms, say root 2 minus 1 minus M2 into root 2 minus 1. Again root 2 minus 1 is taken as common. So therefore final answer is work done in moving a mass M from A to B can be written as Gm divided by root 2 R into M1 minus M2 into root 2 minus 1. The potential energy of interaction between the semicircular ring of mass capital M and radius capital R and the particle of mass capital M placed at the center of curvature of the semicircular arc is. Solution. So in the question, a semicircular arc of mass capital M is given. So mass of the semicircular arc is M and another mass is placed at the center of curvature. Another mass is placed at the center of curvature of the semicircular arc. So what is the potential energy? Gravitational potential energy. So gravitational potential energy is equal to minus Gm divided by R, or that is equal to minus Gm square by R. Let the minimum external work done in shifting a particle of mass m from center of earth to earth's surface be W1, and that from surface of earth to infinity be W2. Then W1 by W2 is equal to solution. Work done in moving a body from center to surface of the earth. W1 can be written as U surface minus U center, that is equal to U surface potential energy, gravitational potential energy at the surface is minus Gm by R minus at the center minus of minus 3 by 2 Gm by R. Again W2 work done in moving a body from surface to infinity. So that is U infinity minus U surface. So U infinity 0. That implies W2 is equal to 0 minus of minus surface Gm divided by R. Therefore, W1 divided by W2 is equal to minus Gm by R plus 3 by 2 Gm by R whole divided by Gm by R. So that implies W1 divided by W2 is equal to, so if we can take it as Gm by R common in the numerator, minus 1 plus 3 by 2 divided by Gm by R. Gm by R cancel. So that is 3 by 2 minus 1. 3 by 2 is nothing but 1.5. 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2. Two bodies of masses m1 and m2 are initially at rest at infinite distance apart. They are then allowed to move towards each other under mutual gravitational attraction. Their relative velocity of approach at a separation of small r between them is. Solution. Initially, two masses m1 and m2 and m2 are at infinite distance. So distance is equal to infinity. When they are at infinite distance and initially they were at rest, so initial velocity 0, initial potential energy is also 0. Again, they are shifted to a distance small r. So shifted to small r is equal to r, m1 and m2. And here let us assume that v1 is the velocity of the first mass and v2 is the velocity of the second mass. So initially and finally, this is initial and this is final. According to the law of conservation of energy, we can write it as K1 plus U1 is equal to K2 plus U2. This is 0, initially 0. Finally, K2 is equal to half M1 V1 square plus half M2 V2 square is kinetic energy of both plus potential energy. Potential energy is equal to G M1 M2 divided by small r, or G M1 M2 divided by small r is equal to half M1 V1 square plus half M2 V2 square is equal to, let us assume that it is equation number 1. Again, according to law of conservation of linear momentum, initially they were at rest. So total initial momentum 0. and total final momentum, they are moving in opposite directions. Therefore, we can write it as m1 v1 minus m2 v2, or m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. Let us assume it is equation 2. By solving from equations 1 and 2, we can write it as v1 is equal to square root of 2g m2 square by r into m1 plus m2 by solving equations 1 and 2. And v2 is equal to square root of 2g m1 square divided by r into m1 plus m2. Therefore, relative velocity Vr is equal to V1 minus of minus V2, because they are moving in opposite directions, or that implies relative velocity between them can be written as square root of 2g by r into m1 plus m2 is the answer. The self-gravitational potential energy of a spherical shell of mass capital M and radius capital R is. Solution. So, to form a shell of radius R, we should bring this material from infinity. So, work done dW is equal to potential energy at a distance R minus potential energy at infinity. So, that is equal to minus Gm to bring a small m dm divided by R minus of minus Gm dm divided by infinity. So, dW is equal to minus Gm dm divided by R for small amount of mass dm. Suppose for total amount, so that implies W is equal to integral 0 to total mass minus G m dm divided by R, or that is equal to minus G by R integral 0 to m dm, m into dm. So, that is minus G by R into m square by 2 limits from 0 to capital M. So, that implies minus Gm by 2R into capital M square minus 0 square, or that is equal to minus Gm square by 2R is the work done. A solid sphere of mass capital M and radius capital R is surrounded by a spherical shell of same mass capital M and radius 2R. As shown, a small particle of mass m is released from rest from a height h is very less than to capital R above the shell. There is a hole in the shell. In what time will it enter the hole at A? Solution. As for the question, spherical shell is given, it is radius r and the above one is radius 2r. From certain height, a small body of mass m is dropped, say small h. Here it is A and this is B point. At A, small hole is there. So, to reach the point A, how much time it will take? That is the question. As height is very small, the acceleration at highest point and acceleration at A are taken as same. That is, total acceleration is equal to Gm by 2r whole square plus Gm by 2r whole square. The first one is acceleration at a height h above the surface. Second one is acceleration at A on the surface. Because they are very close, that's why almost acceleration is taken as constant. So, that is equal to 2gm by 4r square, or that implies A is equal to gm divided by 2r square. Now, time of descent, time to reach the point A is equal to square root of 2h by g or 2h by A here. That is equal to square root of 2h by A is equal to gm by 2r square. Gm divided by 2r square, that is equal to square root of, so 2r square goes to numerator, so that is 4h r square divided by gm, or that is equal to 2 into t is equal to 2r into square root of h by gm.